Hey y'all, it's Jenny. I'm back. I'm filming this for a second time. I almost started over 2 or 3 times, but I was like, nope, I'm just gonna press on. But you know what? I finally just had to start over. I could not find my words for anything. So, I'm here with the flip through of the 3 bohemian journals that I have for sale. I had one as a custom order that I posted, and then I had one for a gift that I had posted. And then I had told y'all that I had 3 more while I had all the bohemian stuff out. And I have learned through doing this that while I absolutely love making these are they're harder to make than just the average journal. They take a lot of time, a lot of thought, a lot of work. And I kind of get it now. I kind of get why when I go to buy, or I haven't ever bought one, but why they're a little pricier than the norm. But they were fun to make. However, I will probably not be making any more bohemian ones for a little bit of time at least, until I'm in the mood again at some point in time. Besides, I have to get on with all of the other custom orders that I have. I've got all of your papers ready and your fabric pulled and everything ready, and I've just got to start on them and get them all together. Those won't take me as long as these have, but anyway, so to get into it, if you are interested in one of these, they will come with a packet of this size. This will be an $8 value, but this will be full of fun things such as a little bit of fabric, probably a couple of sewn items like, little ephemera pieces or tags, or maybe some of the things that are not in one journal that I put in the other journal, I will put them in here. Some of the cutoffs of the papers that where I was going for a tropical bohemian theme, I will probably put some of the cutoffs of the papers in here. Maybe some sequin trim, a few little maybe beads, some maybe a few washi samples, just little fun things will go in here for free with the journal, and I will also offer free shipping with these journals. So if you are interested in one of them, you need to send me a private message on my Instagram at Jen's with 2 N's and an S _ junk _ or RJ Gray for a U. So I just could not think of anything creative to name these journals, so we're just going to go with the color scheme, I guess, on the front or whatever. So we're going to start with this one. We're just going to say gold. So this will be the gold one. So I'm not going to lie, this one at first was my least favorite, but now it is my absolute favorite. I think it's beautiful. It's not as soft as the ones that's made out of the pure Acantha quilts, but I did put some of the Acantha quilt up here, some lace right here. I tried to soften it up some more. It has a lot of texture. If you like to feel different textures, then it's the one for you. It is just wrapped with ironed sari silk, and it just wraps around, and it's long enough. I doubled it because it does it's thin, but you can cut it and use it, or you can keep it wrapped around, whatever you want to do. It's your journal. So there's a piece of Acantha quilt here, some sequin trim, some gold lace bling here, I put some, stitched on some of this beautiful yellow Indian fabric trim right here. I love this. And then here is the boho bead for this one. I ordered a lot of special things for these journals, such as vintage ephemera, tickets and envelopes and stamps and these beads, things like that. So getting into this one, the collections that I used to put in these, I printed some of the pictures of the ladies off on my Canon selfie to make them look like real photos. So here's the one for this one. I put a green Cantha quilt pocket that goes all the way across, and then I backed it with wallpaper here to make it a little sturdier. I didn't do that with the Cantha quilts, but I could with this because this didn't have a backing that was different. Here's the paper, the tropical type paper from this one. I made a little cluster here, or a tuck spot, a belly band here, just did some stamping. I put a little charm that says travel. I'll probably put a couple of charms in your little packs in the other journals if they don't have a word. I'll put you a word in the other. This is out of a vintage tropical floral book. Here's just some ephemera and a little gold dolly. Some stamping, and I stitched all of the tabs on these. Here's a piece of a Cantha quilt. Here's the vintage envelope out of this one. Fabric flip. I did some just some mixed media and stenciling and painting yesterday and stamping. So that's what I came up with on that tag. It was a little more muted than I wanted, but that's okay. I put a vellum rose over that initial on that card. Here's a piece of a dolly. I'll also add a piece of vintage dictionary in the little goodie bags. This is a little snippet I made, and it flips up and says Wonder here, and then it's a tuck spot here or a tuck spot there. And you can stick your pictures here, journal here. I believe these I will put in the description box below, but I always try to put at least 15 pages front and back that can be written on. That does not include these or the cards or like card stock. The pages that can be written on, there are at least 15 front and back, so there should be I'm thinking 120 multiplied by 4. I will put it down in the description box, and if I sounded like an airhead adding, then I'm sorry, but I believe that's correct. Here's some ribbon. Here's a vintage stamp. I did some embossing on that one. Put some trim. This was a Mrs. Coggs printable from her Yellow in the Garden, and I just put it on this color cardstock so it looks real faded and old. And I just sewed on this lace in each journal around the back of the center signature so that it makes a pocket. Here's the vintage postcard for this one. This is out of a 1946 garden book. Here's another snippet. It's just glued on a coffee beans stamp. This is one of Johanna Klau's new printable kits, paper collections she designed. I just stapled a butterfly and some lace. It just says Journey. This says find where your happiness blooms and give it a place to grow with love and joy. And this is just a thick cardstock sticker. Another Cantha quilt piece. This was a garment tag that I folded up and made a pocket out of, and put another tag in the pocket. A pocket in a pocket. This was an Artie Mae's little printable. You can just journal on that. Here's an arrow charm. You're welcome to move the charms off or around or whatever you would like. There's some fun goodies. I was going to put a dried flower in here, and I have not. And I will also make a little sequin shaker for each little bag that I have not put in here yet. There's just a little green wooden bead. Another cardstock rose. Oh, that was another one of my little artsy things, and then I put a rose on the back. Well, there we go. And I just stuck a couple things down in this pocket. And you can put a little pin right here if you want to. The way I stitched this, when I stitched this on, I didn't pay attention. I was like, oh no. But it was a happy accident, because you could put a pin in this one, and then this pocket has another vintage postcard and then another printable from Artie Mae's that I just printed on just paper instead of the photo paper. So that one is the gold one. And we will call this one blue. So we have this blue tassel trim. And then we have this sari fabric that wraps around, and it's just looped over this gold button that I sewed on right here. And here is the bead, the boho bead from it. And you may want to add something on the front here, some sequin trim that you get in the pack, or a photo or whatever. I just left it kind of plain, I felt like. So here's the photo in this one. Here's the pocket in this one. Again, these are soft and floppy covered. They're perfectly imperfect, I like to say. They're gonna be, you know, they're not as, you know, they're more soft in your hands, these type of journals, than like the, you know, the book type, because I want you to see both sides of the Cantha quilts and stuff. So, but when you fill this up, you know, you can clip this out and just sew in another one. That's up to you. But so you can cover this stitching up. You can cut these strings off. But this is the back of this little pocket. It just has a tag and some Tim Holtz ephemera in it. And this is the tropical paper I chose for this one with the pineapples. I like the pink and the orange. This is out of an Afghan knitting book. Again, stitched on the fabrics. Here's just some wallpaper samples, just pieces of ribbon, some of that 1946 little book. Here's a tropical flower book. Here's a little flip up. This is a vintage, or not vintage, this is a an envelope that's coffee dye, but this is a vintage bus ticket with a little bell charm. And this does have a vintage postcard that is beautiful in it. And then a little, one of those Johanna's tags. And I did leave the back plain here. You can stamp on it or write on it. This says, live each day with your whole heart. And some more Cat the Quilt stitched. It's just a little Galaxy Project Life card with a feather stamped on the back. Made a little envelope here with just some little snippets of flowers and ribbon. I will also put an envelope that's stitched in each little bag. There's a little bell charm. Another cardstock flower. There's a little gold flecked cork heart. And that little Indian sticking his head between the sunflowers. This flips out. This I made a snippet long tag, and it only divided up into two, so I'm going to make another one and put it in the little add-on for the one that it didn't fit in, and one to go in Miss June's book also. But so that's what the back of that looks like, and then there should be one in the other book. It's just different types of fabrics. Here's a little lace flip up. There's a little bumblebee right there. And one of Mrs. Cox's printables. And again, that's printed like that because I wanted it to look old. Here's another postage stamp from, I think it says 1955. Here's the center of these beads. This just has one of those mixed media tags that I had played around and made yesterday with paints and stuff, and just some Tim Holtz little ephemera pieces. And they are just paper clipped on together. And all these paper clips with your little ribbon snippets you get in your free package, you can, you know, tie it on and make you little things like this. Make you some little fun paper clips. So there's some Cat the Quilt stitched on again with a little key charm. Here's some really heavy dyed coffee paper. Here's, I meant heavily coffee dyed paper. And here's another flip out. Little girl looking at the daisies and the flowers. This is out of the, I believe, the Better Homes and Gardens sewing book, and it's showing you how to sew on beads. And I just put some little tags down in here. Look at that little bead tag. And I just stitched up a little pocket right there. But see, all your little fabric pieces or ribbons that you get for free, you can put on tags or paper clips, things like that. just an idea. There's another mixed media little tag. I stitched on this Edith Holden page. Here's just a little devotional sheet, and I'll put one of these in each pack also. Here's another bell charm. Another vintage postcard from Hotel Buffalo in New York. It's a tassel charm. A VW bus stamp. Here's some tissue paper, Tim Holtz tissue paper, a coffee dyed envelope on the other side, and here's a vintage envelope from Mexico. I can't tell the date on that one. And then here's a whole bunch of stuff down in here. Here's a snippet that's sewed, like you could glue this right there. And that would be, see, I should have done that. That would be really pretty right there, but I will leave that for you to decide. Here's an arrow charm. I hope I'm in frame. And then here's a garment tag with just some fabrics stapled. Because she might have worn this with her, that might have been her little fabric samples for her dress. So that just loops back around. And that one is called Blue. And just so y'all can see, the laces, you know, hang down and out of the sides on each one. And we will call this one Red. So here's this Cantha quilt print, and I stitched this red fringe trim all the way around it. And then again, I just looped this sari fabric. It's really really pretty and colorful. And this vintage button. And then here's the boho bead for this one. I put some beads on the spine of this one. And then here's the center signature beads on this one. Here's the inside of this, the photo in this one. Again, you can cover this up or leave it, but here's the little applique, and here's the little tags in there. Here's some tropical florals out of that book. Again, stitched on tabs. The rose stamp. Here is the vintage stamp in here from Alaska. Again, here's this yellow. I love this yellow trim with a these garment pins keep flipping upside down. Anyways, it has a red bell dangle on it. And then I just stitched this lace to poke up out of the top. I thought that was pretty. And here's a snippet, and this is just out of Psalm 89. I have a lot of old Bibles that are torn that would just be trashed otherwise. I feel like it's better for them to be read and used in a journal than to be thrown away. So I'm sorry if that bothers anyone, but that's in there. Here is a vintage postcard from Broadway Hotel. I have no idea. New York City. I need to get out more, y'all. Here's a vintage bus ticket. And then here's some goodies in here. Just fun ephemera. And there's a vintage playing card in here. Again, the things that are in one journal that's not in another, I will put in the opposite goodie bags that are free with purchase on these journals. There's a poppy flower. That's a sticker, so it's down there. A Acantha quilt piece stitched. I stitched on this envelope, and it just has some Tim Holtz ephemera, and then another one of my little mixed media tags that I did yesterday. I just stamped a postcard there, and then I just made a little tag and tucked it down where it would hang out at the bottom. Here's a little fabric piece sewn on. When you coffee dye paper, sometimes it tears, so I just covered it up by stitching both sides. There's a little flower sticker. This is out of a magazine about basket making. I thought that was appropriate, and wood carving. Here's a charm that says Wonder, and this is a piece of a beautiful piece of embroidery fabric that I had gotten from Miss Selena, stitched on. There's another snippet that says Dream. That's just glued down. This is a prayer, a key charm. This is a tag that's just stitched and says Praise the Lord, I'm free. It was just a hymnal tag. Here's the pocket from this page. Oh, I was confused. I need to put something in this pocket. I did not do that. And then again, here's the beads, the glass beads from there. Yeah, I need to put something in these pockets. Some stenciling. Here's another snippet with a little Bible verse. And then a little orange. I love pink and orange. There's an orange wooden, I think it's wooden bead. It may be glass. Here's some of those tickets. I had ordered replicas from, oh, I did a haul from Etsy. I forget the name of the shop now, but I loved her stuff. I had ordered also some laces. You may want to cut some of these trims. I mean, some of these strings. Those are pretty. Okay, so I put a vintage playing card in here as a corner tuck, and then did some embossing there. And this is that Italian ribbon that I got from Victoria Gypsy Girl. And there's a little bell. There's a lot of special ordered stuff in these journals. Another snippet. There's a little I'm with you always. This must have been intended to be a prayer journal for somebody, because I did not intend this to be this way, but I was actually on Zoom with a friend the whole time I was making this, just talking, just doing it, and it seems like I put all the Bible things in this, and I didn't do that intentionally. So it's for somebody, I guess, that wants a bohemian prayer journal, or bohemian style rather. Here's a couple sheets of vintage ledger. Oh, here's the other snippet roll tag I made. I love those. Isn't that pretty? Look how good my sewing skills are getting. See? If my sister's watching, aren't you proud, Carrie? Look at that. Anyways, I will, for the third one, make one of these. And Miss June, you will get one of these too. Here's a piece of vintage wallpaper, and I stapled a little feather. These feathers keep floating around my desk everywhere, and I was like tired of seeing it, so I just stapled it down, but it's really pretty. Here's another bell charm. Here's some leaf trim with the Edith Holden flower, and just some little tags and a Rolodex card. Here's the VW bus stamp in this one. I was trying to cover up this magazine page, the back of it, because I like the lace part, but I was trying to cover up this, so I put a little rhinestone flower, and then I just painted this white and sprayed it. It was supposed to be hot pink, but it kind of muted it. But I was trying to show y'all when I always say you can just paint or gesso and then write. You can write over this with a black pen. So, or you can paint it some more. So here's some trim and another little bead. Gold dolly, another piece of a real dolly. A faint bird stamp. It's supposed to be distressed and just faintly stamped, and then stitched on some more lace. Some more of the tropical flowers. And then I need to put something in here also. This is some sequined trim that I had, or fabric, and I just made a pocket, stitched a pocket there. And then here is another photo and another vintage postcard in the back of this one. So this one is called Red. So again, sorry, got that one mixed up. There is red, which seems to have a lot more prayer journal type things in it. And I did not close this up neatly, but there is blue. And then there is gold. And then you will get an envelope of this size stuffed with stuff for free with the purchase of these. I did order special things for these. These did take a lot of time, but I enjoyed it, and there will be free shipping on these as well. So if you are interested, just contact me again at on Instagram at Jen's Junk, JENNS _ junk _ or RJ Gray 4AU, or you can comment below and just tell me you are going to send me an email at rjgray4au@yahoo.com. And then it will go to the first, they will go to the first person who reaches me, and I do take PayPal is how the form of payment is, and I will get it shipped out to you. And I am going to be working on the rest of your journals, all you ladies who are waiting, and hopefully you will all be getting caught up this next week and next week. And so thank y'all for watching. Please subscribe to my channel. When I get to the 300 mark, I will be doing the Dollar Tree giveaway that I had posted. If you haven't seen that video, go and comment on that video. Please be a visible subscriber to my channel. Please be 18 or older, or 13 and up, and have your parents' permission. And I will talk to y'all soon. Have a great day. Bye.